The numbers roll in regards to the damage sustained as a result of Hurricane Matthew.
And with the economy still reeling from Hurricane Joaquin last year, the nation's chief revealed in Parliament today that both storms will cost government significantly.
Janae Noel Ferguson tells us tonight more about the money needed to fund hurricane relief.
That the Ministry of Finance is estimating that the impact of Hurricane Matthew will be over $500 million.
A hefty price tag that, coupled with the costs associated with last year's Hurricane Joaquin, has now forced the government to borrow up to $150 million for hurricane relief.
Up to the present time, Mr. Speaker, we were indicating that Hurricane Joaquin was over $100 million in costs. The Ministry of Finance is projecting $200 million as the cost for Hurricane Joaquin. In fact, we have a running debate between the financial secretary and myself. He is projecting that the loss to the country, combined loss of Matthew and Joaquin, would be some $800 million.
That amount, he says, totals some 40% of the country's gross domestic product. The nation's leader also addressed what he called a growing fury from the public over the consideration of a new tax to fund hurricane relief. He explained that while no such tax is pending, government must plan for the future.
Taxation is not imposed by the Prime Minister or Minister of Finance standing up in Marshall Road and saying we are going to impose a tax. Mr. Speaker, this government is noted for not having imposed taxes throughout its 5 years.
However, Mr. Christie assured that with the government's tax regime in place and funds to be borrowed, relief will happen with no additional tax on the backs of the Bahamian people. Mr. Christie added the government was assured by external experts that the funding to service the debt incurred as a result of the storm can be arrived from the existing tax system in place.
The key finding of the study is that with a more structured compliance, Speaker, with a more structured compliance program, the revenue base could grow by 10% in the short term and up to 20% in the medium term of 3 to 5 years.
The government will also have to look at establishing no-bill zones so that this level of devastation is not repeated. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.